In the rolling hills of KwaZulu-Natal, long before the sounds of freedom filled the airwaves of South Africa, there was a voice, ancient, melodic, and powerful. A voice that carried the pain, pride, and poetry of the Zulu people. This is the story of Princess Magogo kaDinuzulu, the Zulu royal who used her music not just to entertain, but to resist. Born in 1894 at the royal palace of KwaNongoma, Magogo kaDinuzulu was not an ordinary child. She was the daughter of King Dinuzulu Katetshwayo, a legendary Zulu ruler who resisted British colonial domination. Her mother, Queen Silomo, taught her dignity and strength, while her father's legacy taught her defiance. From a young age, Magogo absorbed the oral traditions of her people, praises, chants, laments, and songs that carried the weight of Zulu history. But this was not an easy time to be a Zulu princess. The 1900s brought humiliation to African royalty. The British had broken the Zulu kingdom, colonizing its people, erasing their language, and silencing their traditions. As missionaries came with new faiths and schools taught foreign values, many Africans were made to feel ashamed of their culture. Yet Princess Magogo refused to be silent. She once said, "Our songs are our history. If we stop singing, we stop being Zulu." And so she began to sing, not in English, not for the colonizers, but in isiZulu for her people. Armed with nothing but her ugubhu, a traditional stringed bow, Princess Magogo became a living archive of Zulu identity. Her voice told stories of heroes and ancestors, of battles and heartbreaks, of faith and defiance. Each note was a rebellion, each song a reminder that the Zulu spirit could not be conquered. She performed not for fame or wealth, but to preserve, to keep alive what colonialism sought to erase, the heart of her people's identity. Princess Magogo's music was more than art. It was activism. When African traditions were dismissed as primitive, she proved their sophistication. When Zulu women were silenced, she sang louder. She recorded more than 60 songs, from royal praise chants to spiritual laments, making her one of the first African women composers ever documented in history. Through her performances, she told the world, Africa is not voiceless. You just haven't been listening. But her legacy wasn't only musical. Princess Magogo gave birth to Chief Mangosuthu Buthelezi, a towering political figure in South Africa's struggle for liberation. Through him, her voice echoed into politics, leadership, and the fight for black dignity. Yet Magogo remained humble, a matriarch of song, performing in community gatherings and royal ceremonies, always carrying her ugubhu and her pride. She said, "I sing because the ancestors must never be forgotten." Their stories live in our songs. For decades, ethnomusicologists and historians would travel across oceans to record her songs, not realizing that she wasn't just a singer, she was a guardian of memory. Her music reached international archives, in Britain, in South Africa, in museums, preserving a royal woman's defiance against the erasure of her culture. In 2003, long after her passing in 1984, South Africa honored her with the Order of Ikhamanga in gold, recognizing her as a national treasure. Her songs now play in schools, in documentaries, and in cultural performances, echoing across generations. Princess Magogo kaDinuzulu was more than a singer. She was a voice of resistance, a bridge between the past and the present, a living flame of African pride. In a world that tried to silence her people, she made music that spoke louder than any gun, louder than any law. her message to us today? Do not forget who you are. Sing your truth, even when the world tries to silence you. From the royal courts of Zululand to the hearts of a free South Africa, her voice still lingers. The song of a princess who refused to be forgotten. If you enjoyed this story of an African heroine, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because the music spirit of Africa still lives on.